Hello and welcome to Cosmoteer, the game with a somewhat underwhelming ending, so I'll make one up myself. Alright, let us continue. Oh, what's this? A new save file? Let's check it out. This might take a while, folks. Be patient. Okay, I'm getting bored. Editor, fix this in post. Speed it up. Thank you! Alright, welcome to... What is this? A Fang Fighter? Aw, ain't it adorable? And a Y Scout. Oh, and a mosquito. And a wingbat. Disruptor, Hook, Locust, Sumo, Junker, Jetsam, Argonaut. They just keep going. And going. And going. And going. Yes, indeed. This is every single ship in the game. With an asterisk. There's like technically 5 ships I did not include. 3 of them are the starter ships. One of them is a really old starter ship that technically is no longer in the game. And then the other one is it's technically a mod, but it's an officially made mod by Walt that features a example ship, which it's the Arachnids, sort of a medium-sized ship, but it's nothing too special. Anyway, facing against all of this madness will be my Mr. Big Bada Boom. And I'll place it right here. Alright, so the rules for this will be very simple. All of these ships are set to Player 3, AI Normal, and Fog of War will be turned off. I'll be playing as Player 1, and my aim of the game is to see how many of these vessels I can destroy using only this ship and this ship alone. And it'll be spectacular if everything goes right. And well, if everything doesn't go right, yeah, spoiler alert, this is my second attempt making this video because the first time my computer crashed. So, yeah, I'll be doing frequent quick saves, and I'll also be saving the video portion as well by stopping and starting OBS behind the scenes. That'll all be edited out in post, but yeah. I may have to redo a few sections, not because my ship blows up, but just because my computer crashes or the game crashes, so yeah, fair warning. But genuinely, I will try and see how many of these ships I can destroy only using my one ship without respawning or repairing. Let me also double check. Yeah, there's also clear debris option, which I will probably have to use a few times, because on average, a single ship can make many pieces of debris, and I'm not sure, but my guess is after there's so many pieces of debris, the game's like, I give up. So, yeah, we'll just have to see. We'll have to roll with it. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get on with the fight. Alright, so my vessel is awake, and my first target will be you, the Fanged Fighter. Oh, wait, what? Oh, why am I? No. Yeah, let's set the range to here. Okay, so I guess I deserve a little explanation. So, the reason why I'm playing with the Fog of War off instead of on is mainly due to the fact that if it was on, all these ships back here, I mean, they would sort of daisy chain line of vision between ships, but if at any point that daisy chain breaks, every ship behind will lose interest in me and just run away. And if that happens, half the ships will just be like, oh, I don't feel like chasing you anymore. So, just to keep things interesting and make sure my enemies are perpetually coming to me, I turn Fog of War off. And also, it makes things more interesting. Alright, who's the first one in? Yeah, probably should have saw that one coming. Alright, who's next? Yeah. As one would expect, these small little dinky ships really don't stand much of a chance. Like, at all. Alright. So, yeah, we got Sumo. I remember Hook being an interesting challenge for an early ship, but yeah, not anymore. That dispatched pretty quickly. Oh, shoot. I almost forgot. Right. After a ship is destroyed, I'm gonna have to target a new ship because I need to keep flying backwards, and I accidentally forgot to do that, so I'm now just stalled out. Oopsies! Thankfully my big cloud of mine should be enough to disable everything that comes at me, and these ships are relatively small and weak enough that my shields are more than enough to stop anything they throw at me, but still not ideal. Oh, an ion laser. Okay, I'm out of the range of that. Alright, I'll target you. Actually, I'm gonna switch to the Triraptor. Although the Triraptor, yeah, has a tendency to do that. Iron Frigate, you look scary. Nah, you're more or less, what are you, Trapper? Trapper's in plane with me. Oh god, I better not be in serious trouble already. Okay. Come on. Come on. Pick up the speed, will ya? Ah! Game just crashed. Okay. Do we call that a false start? Nah, let's keep going, let's keep going. Alright, let's try that again. Unfortunately, it means I do have to set things up again, but, yeah. Turns out this game doesn't particularly enjoy having this many ships on screen at once. Oops. This is a punishment I get for wanting something spectacular, isn't it? Ugh. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, big guy go there. Perfect. Play as player 1. Alright. Let's go. Target there, and I'll set the range to just outside of EMP missile. Oh, and quick save. Alright, attempt number 2. Alright, so yeah, more or less same as before. We can probably speed through these. Sorta. At least now we know that we have to fly backwards and constantly switch targets. That is important. Alright. Fang Fighter, meet your demise. Again. I don't know why you came back from the grave just to end up here, but you know, a cat with 9 lives doesn't make an intelligent cat. Alright, Wingbat, you're next. There goes Mosquito. Annoying little thing it is. Oh, it's not that dangerous. It's just annoying. Wingbat down. Argonaut, you're up next. Made it through the first wave of mines, but no matter. Second wave is right here. We got a disruptor that's still mostly okay. And now it's mostly not. I just love how the debris just comes flying through. Whee! Look at it go! Hey, wasn't there a ship here 5 seconds ago? Alright, Hook. What you got for me? There goes a sumo. And Hook's destroyed. Well, guess Peter Pan wins this fight. Although he was not known to kill. Oh, I guess he decided stuffing bombs and presents was crossing the line. Well, there goes most of that vessel. How's reliable? How reliable is reliable? Well, we'll soon see. Probably not very. Actually, I know it's not very. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't it have like long hallways here and here, which actually makes it relatively vulnerable? Yeah. Reliable is contrary to its namesake. And there she goes. Next up, Locust. Yeah, Locust is gone. Okay, next is Patrol Ship. I wouldn't be patrolling around here if I were you. Well, I mean, if you want, charge headfirst into your own demise. Up to you. Good night, sweet prince. Alright, next is Fallen Star. The star has fallen. Alright, let's see. Next, Spartan. Actually, I'll admit, this is a really cool design. I really like this a lot. It reminds me of like a vessel from Halo. Like the alien ships. Spreadwing and Swiftwing. Cool names, but pretty dead. Pretty much dead. Alright, so who is next? Well, I guess I better target them. Stalker. Stalker's kinda neat. Stalker and Trapper are like twin vessels of each other. Stalker with the laser blasters, and then Trapper which is just to the brim with electro bolts. Which, I'll admit, is kind of a cool idea for a ship that's purely electro bolt focused. Very good against shields, very good against engines and electric type weapons. Terrible against things like missiles and cannons, which don't use electricity, at least not directly. Next up, we have Double Ion Frigate. A neat little vessel, but yeah, not long for this world. Phalanx Light Escort. A long and slender vessel. And another one with, like, FTL drive. Like, I don't know why some of the default ships have FTL drives. Like, the AI never uses it. I think I mentioned this during the Let's Play, but... well, whatever that was, it's gone. UTD Flax. But yeah, I find it interesting how... ooh, Reckless Warrior. Actually, sorry, side tangent. Reckless Warrior is one of the smaller ships that have missile launchers. But also, you know, that won't save them. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm not sure why some starter ships have, or like AI-driven ships have FTL drives. Again, they don't function. My guess is Walt put them there just in case that they decided to have AIs be able to say, bugger this, I'm out of here, and just like warp up the drive. I think that would be kind of cool. I think it would be kind of a neat idea for like if the AI thinks their vessel is becoming too heavily damaged, they can decide to just be like, screw this, let's jump. And so you would have to target their FTLs before bad things happen. Here we see a red rocket. And now we see a dead rocket. Just about. Yeah, it looks pretty dead to me. Alright, so I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna, one, quick save. Actually, no. Okay, I'm gonna quick save. I am also, if we... oh yeah. So if I'm gonna quickly play as all players and select all, like, that is, well, all the pathing, but you can also see a lot of, like, the gray circles. That's all the debris. If I switch back to player 1... oh yeah, you can see... okay, granted some of them are ships as well, but... so, yeah, in a desperate attempt to make sure the game doesn't perpetually crash on me, I'm going to clear debris. This will remove all ships that are either have no control rooms or have no crew. This cannot be undone. That is okay. Yeah, there's no ships that are in quote-unquote fighting condition that also do not have a control room. So, alright, next up, let's see, Valkyrie. Da 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 da. I like the purple. That's actually really cool. I'll admit, I'm kind of jealous about people who can make really good-looking ships. I can make functional ships, but, like, look at mine. Mine, pure white. I didn't even bother painting it. And the times I have bothered painting it, well, they don't end well. They look pretty bad. Which is kind of funny. Like, I know the basic principles of art. I can draw on paper. I've done color drawings as well. Actually, something I would love to do, I might do in the future, I don't know, but something I'd love to do is like a 3D drawing of some of these ships from the game. Like, what would some of these vessels look like in 3D? I don't know. Oh, I just want to quickly point out, Roacher. I love like the industrial metal look and then the hazard striping. Like, that's a really nice touch. I think that's really cool. Well done on that paint job. Quicksilver Interceptor. It certainly looks fast, and it's got engines out the wazoo, so it should be fairly speedy. Well, it met its demise pretty quick. Next up, Roacher. Another diagonal ship also, which is kind of cool. I love that there's a lot more diagonal ships in the game, thanks to the community. My only nitpick is, at least this version of the game doesn't allow for diagonal symmetry. Like, you have vertical and horizontal symmetry, but there's no way to easily do diagonal symmetry. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Actually, you can see the first version of Mr. Big Bada Boom. I know it says Mark II, but this technically was the first one I tried to design, and you can see it has diagonal symmetry here, but I could not get it to work the way I wanted it to, and I was having a lot of trouble, so I decided to give up on it and just do something orthogonal, but you know, to keep things interesting, I gave it that sort of chevron shape to it. So, yeah. Avalanche has crumbled into pieces. Look at the crew. Well, it still amuses me. It's dumb, it's goofy, but I love it. I love it so much. Alright, who's next? Racknil. Alright, found a gap. You're having a bad day. Then again, every ship will be having a bad day when I'm done with them. Some ships more bad than others, though. But we are starting to get to the size of ship where it takes more than just one single mine to do significant damage, and they can make it partway through the cloud of debris before they're completely eviscerated. Speaking of which, a Diagonal Death Dealer has died. Alright, who's next? Celsius. If I kill Celsius, does that make me Fahrenheit? I don't know, but we'll soon find out. Alright, so let's see. Very long with lots of spiky things. It's a nice design. I like it. Although I know there's like one ship that was much bigger very late in the game, which has a similar design. But the ship is like backwards. I don't know if they fixed it. I think they did fix it maybe, but like normally people build ships. When building diagonal ships, they put the front of the ship to the upper right corner, diagonal along this way. A few do it diagonally to the left, putting the front of the ship into the upper left corner. But this ship was diagonally this way, but bottom left was the front. Who does that? I don't know. Maniacs, apparently. So yeah. I think they did fix it, or at least when you spawn the ship in, it automatically self-corrects, which, that's nice. Here we have a cube. It's a cube. What do you want me to say about it? It's a cube full of boom. Which are the best type of cubes. Right. Oops. Alright, Middle Hopper. See that it's got like little engine nacelles and little pockets here with where the engines can sit. I think it looks nice. But obviously it did not survive. This one, not so much. I don't know, the colors are a bit garish and I don't know, it feels somewhat amateurish. Bear in mind, this is one of, I believe, Walt's earlier ships, so to be fair, you know, still blows up nice. How's the other vessels doing? We got a Sorrow down here, which will soon be feeling the pain. Hey, there he goes. Fortitude. Yeah, no more. Did not have the fortitude to survive my attack. Sorrow. Actually, oh yeah, because they have booster engines. Yeah, that's the other thing about Cosmoteer Classic is AI do not know how to use their booster engines effectively. They're very wasteful with them, which is such a shame. Amazingly, Sorrow managed to make it through. Ooh, Cryracnil. This is a really cool vessel. I like the green. It reminds me of like a plant. It's almost like a thorn or something. And it's a big wide boy. Oh yeah, and a yellow jacket, which is okay. Very boxy. I mean, they can all be interesting shapes. Well, that one's gone. Sorrow's still managing to hold on, apparently. It might just be left behind. Or it might just be pushed through the debris field, kicking and screaming. Let's change focus to this raptor, which has quite a few shields on it, so it should survive a little while. The Cryracnil is having a pretty bad day, though. Although Sorrow is providing a pretty good meat shield for it. Well, Raptor's gone. Let's... Benlor Raptor? Reaper. Baylor, that's how it's pronounced. Baylor Reaper. Took me a moment. Looks like a bottle opener, if I'm gonna be frank. Which, you know, whatever. What are you? You are, you're a move it. I like to move it. I like to move it. You like to kill it. Speak of which, Baylor Raptor is having a pretty bad day. And move it. Well, they're certainly moving something, alright. They're moving through my wanted destruction. And made it out the other side. Hats off. Well done. Well played. Not many ships can say they've done that. In fact, so far, I mean, I think there were a few ships that just snuck through, but I think you actually genuinely took quite a few on the chin and made it through, so I'm impressed. Better than that ship's doing. Berserker. Okay. I know I fought the Berserker earlier in this Let's Play, and I think it was red. I don't like the blue design. A blue Berserker? Nah. Not feeling it. Needs to be red. Berserkers need to be red. Or an angry orange. I'll accept either, but not this metallic blue. I don't know. Personal preference, but me no like. How's Move It doing? Well, they're moving it. And I'm liking it. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ah, that's the type of destruction I appreciate. Alright. Right, you are Ares class support cruiser. How fancy. I feel like you're gonna be serving me some posh Chardonnay on this cruise. Well, unfortunately my Molotovs have quite the spice. So you even got shoot, what are they called? Sensor array. Oh, I just call them radar, but yeah, sensor array, that's a proper name for them. Which, frankly, does nothing. You only need one, as long as you are able to give it power. Ooh, a tadpole. When I grow up, I want to be a real froggy. Well, sad news, kid. You're never growing up. I'll be young forever? Well, that's one way of looking at your life. Hey, we got a badger. Badger, 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 badger. Mushroom, mushroom. Who remembers that old meme? Weeble. Actually, here's a funny thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved Weeble old stuff. But yeah, lately they released, as of this recording, lately they released a video called Honk, featuring a truck driver and an alien spaceship and whatnot. It's weird. That's Weeble for you. But yeah, very entertaining, and honestly, it was a blast from the past. Like, it's been a while since I watched their stuff, and yeah, them along with shoot, what were they called? Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me look them up. Okay, I looked them up. They are called Perry Grip. Perry Grip, which, yeah, like those two, yeah, a large part of my musical childhood. I mean, not a huge part, but definitely one of the internet. I mean, I loved a lot of music as a kid. I don't know, something silly. I really loved the music video by Shania Twain, Man, I Feel Like a Woman. And I still do love that song. So it's a great song. Ooh, a lightning bug. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Just I like music. There's a lot of great artists out there. I will also say, on the notion of Perry Grip, I find it hilarious, just completely hilarious that Perry Grip, the person who created such childhood classics like Hamster on a Piano and Chimpanzee on a Segway and, you know, all these other, like, goofy, like, clearly aimed for, like, younger kids, didn't they? Oh yeah, they did like Taco Robot and Do You Like Pancakes, and just so many of these songs that feel very much like they're aimed for kids. Which, don't get me wrong, I can respect someone who, you know, can make good, entertaining kid stuff, but I find it hilarious knowing that they are the same people who worked on the quote unquote theme song for Hell of a Boss, which, yeah, if you've seen Hell of Boss, definitely not made for kids. And this fact, to me, is just absolutely hilarious. I love it. Alright, so who is next? Spork! It's a spork! The most useless of all utensils. Well, I mean, slightly more useful than a pair of chopsticks that you don't know how to use. But, that's not applicable to me. I know how to use chopsticks. Or at the very least, I can grab food with chopsticks. So, yeah. I don't know, sports. I feel like sports just have this meme potential with them. Like, that they're just this weird utensil that, like, I don't know. Also, speaking of chopstick, I turned it into one. Huzzah! You are now a slightly more useful utensil. Assuming you know how to use it correctly. Ooh, Ice Beetle. Okay, Ice Beetle's cool. Badoom-tish. But no, really, I remember Ice Beetle being one of the earlier ones from the community that was sent in, and also one of the smaller ones as well. I love the design. Like, I love you got these mandibles and then the little nacelles on the side, which are just connected by 2 bits of framework. Yeah, really neat ship. Oh, hey, look, we got somebody flying away. Ah, Cosmoteer. Nice to meet ya. Well, these ships seem to be doing a pretty good job of clearing the remains. We have a biter. What is this, Factorial? Different type of biter. Celsius? Yeah, Kesius? Maybe it's Kesius. Ooh. Somebody launched an ion or an electro rocket, but I should be outside of electro rocket range, so not sure who sent that or at what. Oh, looks like it's at me. Thankfully it's only the one, and I have more than enough shield energy to deal with it, but that's a little concerning. Alright. Next we have the biter, which... yeah, that's not really much of a threat anymore. Alright, next up, Firestarter. Oh yeah, Firestarter was a much bigger ship. Okay, so in the failed recording, something I did sort of ramble on about, which, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna say here, I'm really sad that... Okay, who the hell keeps lobbing ion... like, who's doing this? Is it you? Okay, you have mine launchers, which, okay. Cosmoteer, no. Arachnid, no. There's another fragment of Cosmoteer. Okay, I'm genuinely confused. Like, is it? No, you don't even have, or, oh, no, wait. No, those are, like, I know they have vision, but they should not be able to be launching those weapons from that far away. Yeah, that's genuinely baffling. Oh well. Ooh, Hollow Knight. Say hi to the White Prince, or no, not White Prince. Pale King. Pale King. Yeah, one of the two. Say hi to the Pale King for me, will ya? Well, Firestarter went up in flames. Time to greet our Knight of Hollow. Which, yeah, the name is supposed to imply the fact that they have a bunch of openings on the inside, which, I'll admit, I love this sort of dark blue pattern they got. I mean, the sort of caution stripes are kind of just, it's fine, like, not very interesting. Would have been neat if they were more like chevrons instead of just stripes. But, as is, it's fine. Leaving quite a few vessels fairly far behind. Alright, so... yeah, now we'll be getting into some ships that are a little bit more sluggish, a little less nippy. Which will suit me just fine. Yeah, Hollow Knight succumbed to the disease. Actually, let's clear debris. Oh, whoops. I guess that ship was debris. Fair enough, I guess. But yeah, speaking of... speaking of music... I love the fact that the Hollow Knight community has taken a lot of the songs... like, there's a lot of really good songs in Hollow Knight, but I love that they've added lyrics to quite a few of them. Like, that's really cool. Also, the Hollow Knight has some really interesting lore. Like, damn. Yeah. I'm just genuinely impressed all around by the Hollow Knight fandom and community. Some pretty cool works from that. Fun fact, I actually have a print of some fan art up hanging on my wall, so yay. Well, Goliath was turned to shreds. I would make a joke about David versus Goliath, but I think I'm a little bit more than a mere David. Alright, who's next? Paladin. Oh, brave Knight Paladin. You're alright. I don't know, the cannons kind of look like eyes on like a big monster creature or something. Like, ever seen any like those like creatures with 100 human eyes on them or whatnot? Like, kind of looks like that. Ooh, creepy. And it is able to slice through my minefield with fairly ease, but, you know, eventually it has to go. Yeah, look at all that. One ship torn asunder into many, many pieces. And that is why I've been clearing the debris. Also to prevent the game from crashing, but yeah. Good news, it has not crashed on me once yet. If you'll notice any cuts, or edits, it's because I've been proactively, like, stopping and starting the recording to save it. That way if I do have a crash, at least the recording is saved, and then I can just go back to where I was. But, yeah, things seem to be moving along fairly smoothly now. So, yeah, I don't think I have too much to worry about. Especially now that quite a few of the smaller ships have been defeated. We are definitely getting to some of the larger ships now. So, in terms of total, number of AI entities, the crew, there's still a lot of crew. Oh look, a Phoenix. Anyway, in terms of crew and, pathfinding AI, there's still a lot. But, in terms of, number of individual AI-driven ships, yeah, I think we've gone through maybe half of them by now. Maybe, I'm not sure. We've gone through quite a few of them at the very least. Ooh, Hammerhead. I remember when Hammerhead used to be a big ship. It's not anymore. It's a medium ship. It's still somewhat large, but I don't think anyone can truly say it is a gargantuan ship anymore. I mean, it never was the biggest ship, but it was a sizable ship back in the day. It definitely could hold its own. I remember when the biggest ship in the game was Crescent. Yeah. I remember doing AI fights between Crescent and Archangel, which that was fun. But yeah, Hammerhead is now decapitated. No! Save the sharks! Sharks are cool, actually. I genuinely, okay, aside from just the genuine cool factor of they are badass animals, but on top of that, there's a really great show called Inside Nature's Giants. What are you doing back here? Lawman? Well, with, those dinky engines, come on, Lawman! Aren't you gonna catch the criminal, or what? So, but yeah, look at them go! Wah. Alright. But yeah, so, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Right. So, yeah, there's a really cool show called Inside Nature's Giants, which basically is a show about interesting anatomy and physiology inside the animal kingdom. They basically dissect already dead animals and explain to the audience how the animal works on the inside, which really genuinely fascinating, really cool stuff. And one episode, they take a look at sharks, of course. And yeah, sharks are just genuinely fascinating creatures. Ooh, we got Flack. That's actually doing some work. But yeah, no, their scales are rough like sandpaper. They can invert their stomachs. They have some really interesting, super tightly packed intestines. Their eyes are armored. They can sense. They have is it electrostatic or electrical sensors on their nose, so they can sense electric charge in their prey animals. Which, okay, that is freaking cool. Among many other things as well, it's genuinely fascinating creatures. They got some really interesting biology going on. If you're ever interested in learning about biology within, or anatomy and physiology, but within the animal world, highly recommend checking out Inside Nature's Giants. I don't know, it feels like one of those things that isn't talked about very often. Is there's if you look at anatomy and physiology, you'll find countless textbooks, video documentaries, essays, video explanations. The world is your oyster when it comes to anatomy of the human body. Like, we've studied it inside and out, quite literally. But yeah, so you'll have so much material studying everything from how cells work, how organic molecules interact with each other, to how tissues form and function, organ systems, living organisms, and anywhere in between, and just so much complexity there. And don't get me wrong, that's really cool, and that gives a very good understanding of biology and how like the human works. Ooh, death box went. Well, it's dead, Jim. Okay, yeah, now we're getting some really interesting ships. But yeah, so there's so much resources on the human anatomy, but I find it interesting that there's next to nothing about animal physiology. And yes, don't get me wrong, there is a lot of overlap. Like, all mammals, we have internal skeletons with lungs, heart, stomach, intestines. At the microscopic scale, we're made of the same DNA, more or less. Mostly the same proteins and other internal stuff. So it's like, on a general scale, like, yeah, humans and mammals are basically the same biologically speaking. What the hell? Oh, hello. You've gotten awfully close. I don't like that. I might start to meet my demise. Ooh, depends on how hard he's hit. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna choose a new target, but back the way the hell up. Yeah. Alright, this might be the end. Ooh. Fire, 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 fire. Okay, do have an extinguisher. But that's probably gonna burn itself out before the extinguisher even gets there. Okay, as promised, I am not going to load a quick save. I'm just going to take that damage on the chin. If that is how I'm going to die, so be it. Thankfully, my shield generators are still working. And technically, I don't have to be that close. I could be just this far away. I'm going to creep a little closer. Just because I think it's more interesting. But okay, at least the opponent got what they deserve. So, but yeah, anyway, to finish my thought, yeah, so there's so much resources about human anatomy and physiology, but not nearly enough talked about internal animals, or like animal physiology on the inside. Like, yes, there are definitely things like documentaries talking about how animals work on the outside, like, how cheetahs' legs propel them super fast, or the giraffe's magnificent neck, or, a lion's bite, or whatever. You gotta be kidding me! Oh. Well, I guess that is too close. Yeah. Anyway, I think I should clear debris. They've already fired, so they're not going to reload. Alright. I've just been rambling on about animal biology for the past, 10 minutes. Welcome to the Cosmoteer finale, folks. So yeah, like I was saying, there's plenty of resources out there if you want to learn about external biology. Like, for example, Zaboomafoo. I love Zaboomafoo. That was a classic as a kid. Another, like, great one is, like, Animal Logic, what was it, like, Planet Earth, I believe, like, a documentary series. And yeah, there's plenty of documentaries about, like, how animals, like, interact with their habitats and whatnot, but yeah. Inside Nature's Giants, great series that talk about how they work on the inside. Alright, I'll shut up about this now. Let's get back to Cosmoteer. Anubis. Yeah, I don't know, I think... Okay, I know next to nothing about modern Egyptian, like, culture, but I really like the sort of ancient Egypt culture. I think... Okay, I'm not super familiar with this topic, but I love the aesthetic. Big pyramids, pharaohs, giant cats or like heads on cat bodies, you know, the Sphinx. And they had a really interesting, if somewhat terrifying afterlife as well. So, you know, there's that. Seems to be doing alright for itself. We have a reverb. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, boom, chicka, boom. Thank you, I'll be here all day. Alright, yeah. We are definitely getting to the size of vessels where they can't just simply be taken out like that. They take significantly more damage. Ooh, well that rail launcher did not survive very long. Ah, here's a cloud of death. Enjoy! Looks like they enjoyed it very much. They ate it all. Yeah, it feels a little cheap to be this far out though, so I'm gonna get a little bit closer. Not too close, like I don't want to repeat the same mistake a second time, but still closer. It appears I have ran out of things to talk about. Darn. Let's talk about animal biology. Nah. This gatecrasher is taking quite the beating though. Yeah, okay, so something I guess I should mention, and I haven't thought about it all the way through. What do I do about ships that become dead in the water? Not technically dead, but at the same time, not exactly fit enough to chase me down. I say, for right now, until all the ships do become in that state, I'll just ignore them. And then when they do become in that state, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how long I've been going for. I might just ignore them and just call them a day. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Milena and Manarope. I love the sort of symmetry there. That's cool. I love that, you know, you got two ships of the same style but of different scales. Yeah, there's a couple of, like, what I would call faction ships where you have two or more ships that are obviously part of the same faction and have the same sort of design motifs going on. Or motifs, I mean. Uh-oh. I forgot to target. No, don't. Stay back. What do you got? Lots of lasers. Okay, I am targeting you and Billy Big Steps in that direction. Here comes the ouch! All engines, full reverse! Get the hell out of there! Well, the shields are taking it, but they won't take it much longer. Go! Yeah! Okay, they've taken some damage too, but... Ow! Okay, I'll admit, my fault. I was slightly inattentive. I did not realize just how close they got. But... Yikes! That's not fun. Ow. Definitely took some damage there. Slightly less effective as a vessel myself, but things seem to be going okay. So, right. Well, I definitely gave them something to think about as well, so it wasn't a perfect exchange. Out of curiosity, what is my damage look like? Not too expensive. Considering how expensive the whole vessel is, like 3 million, 56,000, chump change. Ooh! Twin cluster. I like the twin cluster. I think it's a pretty ship. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like, it feels like a transport ship you would find on Coruscant, in the Star Wars universe. It feels like a passenger ship. Yeah, I don't know, it's a really, I love the curves. It's a rather beautiful design. Game crashed. Alright, and this is why we do quick saves. Also, this is like the third time this background has come up in a row. I love the big angry Death Star planet, especially for the finale, but I don't know. Could we get a little variety, please, Cosmoteer? Whatever. Alright, so where were we? This might accidentally revert the damage I just took, though. Not on purpose, but yeah, that's just how things are. Right. Let's just clear debris. And yeah, I forget exactly how much damage I've taken thus far, but oh, I'm player... Yeah, player 1. Okay, Twin Cluster is about to die, so I think this is still... And considering I'm targeting them, yeah, I think this is after... I have short memory, apparently. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. Give me a second. I'm getting water. I need a drink. Alright, I'm back. Got my drink. I'm a happy camper now. Right, actually, one... Were all these always there? Oh, maybe they were. Anyway, right. What was I... Oh, yes. Right. So yeah, one topic I wanted to mention, I wanted to bring up earlier, but I got distracted and then couldn't finish that thought. I'm easily distracted. Hey look, a squirrel! Anyway, so, one thing which I'm a little bit sad that is not officially part of the game, at least not the classic build, and I don't think it's implemented in the paid-for version yet either, is fire-based weapons. Not like a flamethrower, like, what are you gonna do, flamethrower your enemy in space? Yeah, not a particularly effective weapon type, I don't think. Someone has to do some research onto that, but I would not presume a flamethrower would be that effective at dispatching your enemies in space. And let's ignore the whole, oh, they're a very long distance away thing either, which is gonna be a big issue as well, but putting that aside, assuming they were of reasonable length, like, yes, you can squirt a compound at them that is flammable, but it also has to carry its own oxidizer. Did the game crash? Alright, so, welcome back. Yeah, so, quick little disclaimer. My computer crashed. Wah, wah. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm just had to go back to the previous save, and, here we are! Yay! Yeah, unfortunately I did lose a little bit of video, but not to worry. So yeah, last we left off, we were fighting, Mirror-Rope? Let's go with that, Mirror-Rope. And, yeah, looks like, yeah, they did a number on us, taking out quite a few shields. And I had to take Billy big steps in the other direction. Just for the sake of argument, let's also clear some debris. Oh yeah, apparently that's still active. Anyway, so yeah, let us continue. Hopefully the game doesn't crash on us. Okay, so how far out are we? Pretty far out. Yeah, let's not take any more silly damage like that, I would hope. Thankfully, they are just gobbling up all our minds. Nom nom nom. Yeah, you're not Pac-Man, and these power pellets pack spice. Pack a punch. And yeah. Ooh. Okay, actually, other very quick disclaimer. I'll just say this. I was going for a while, and I decided, you know what? After the crash, I needed to take a short break, so this technically is being recorded on the following day. So, actually, technically 2 days later, I was supposed to record yesterday, but I got distracted by lots of cute puppies. They were so cute! Anyway, doggies aside, yeah, right, one thing that I was going to talk about, which I did mention it in the failed recording, but never in this final recording, is the idea of fire-based weapons. Now, of course, flamethrowers are a bit silly, but I mean, cool. Alright, let's switch targets to Twin Cluster now. Although, you probably won't last very long. But anyway, so yeah, what was I saying? Oh, right. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad that, at least right now, as far as I'm aware, like, there is no fire-based weapons in the game. Especially not in the classic version of the game. And, yeah, like, Walt was saying about, you know, introducing new weapon types, and they did introduce quite a few new missile types, and they were suggesting different types of missile weapons that could be introduced, and ultimately 3 new types were introduced. One being the mines, second being the EMP missile, and then the third one being... Okay, Twin Cluster is down, I guess. Oh. But yeah, so mines, EMP, and then the third one is the big scary nukes, which I don't know. I find nukes, like nukes along with mines to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Situational? Sorta? That's not quite the word I'm looking for, but let's go with that. Also, yeah, these two are down. So, the next ship we'll go for is Starhawk. And, a Constellation, which looks like it's taking some damage. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, situational where, like, mines work well with this strategy, but the AI obviously does not behave this way, so yeah, I guess that's the other thing. Better AI, better, like, opponent ship AI. Which, you know, could be added in future patch. Again, Classic is basically done. Walt has moved on to the full version, the paid version, but yeah, anyway, going back to weapon types. Well, don't get me wrong, I love the 3 new weapon types along with the classic high explosive type. But I'm really sad that there's not many weapon types have flame abilities. The only weapon that actually produces fire are cannon shots, both small and large cannon shots. And don't get me wrong, I think that's cool that they start fires. Also, various systems on board a ship, if they're destroyed, they also can start fires, such as reactors or factories, you know, or ammunition storage. If they explode, they can start fires as well, which you have to deal with. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been really cool for a weapon type to specifically make fire. No. Crashed again. Damn it! Alright. I'll try this one more time. Quick load. Yeah, I'll just say this. I think fire is an interesting weapon type. If I remember the quote, Curious is a weapon. Oh, what is a quote? Curious is a weapon that strikes on its own. From Darkest Dungeon. Although that refers to the bleed status effect. But still, I love the concept of Alright, same deal as before. Clear debris. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why we're having trouble now as opposed to before. You would think that now it would, in theory, it should start to run better and better and become more reliable as we go on, with less and less ships actually participating. But apparently not. I don't know. But yeah, something about me, like, in terms of weaponry, particularly in games, there are two types of weapons and two different types of attacks which I find really fascinating. I guess three types. Although the third type is not really a viable weapon, usually, at least not within games, although it is used quite often in stories. So, the first one, and I guess most obvious, is, or I guess, maybe not most obvious, but one that I really love is the big, powerful, long-ranged weapon. Think sniper rifles. Something that is relatively low fire rate, packs a massive punch, and keeps you at arm's length from your opponent. Now, this is not quite that, but it definitely has that sort of trickery element of, hey, I can hit you, you can't really easily hit me back. And, I don't know, it's a cheap shot, definitely, that's kind of the way it is, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea, that strategy of put your opponent far enough away from you that they can't hurt you back. Which is why I always love, like, ranged weapons in, like, medieval games, like bow and arrow versus sword. Like, I can shoot you from the hill, you gotta run at me first. Sure, I might not be as armored as you, but hey, if I can hit a vital part of you and knock you out first, well, I don't have to worry about your sword if you're dead on the ground. Okay, let's switch back to Twin Cluster. And also, I'll just say, especially in like FPS games, there's a fun, satisfying skill to be had with landing your shots. Being able to point at the enemy, get your crosshairs right on them, and take the shot, and, you know, a one-hit KO, like a critical hit, headshot, boom, they're out. And there's just something so satisfying about, you know, using a single shot or very few rounds to absolutely eliminate the target. So yeah, there is that. Now, on the complete flip side of things, I think more passive automatic weapons, and when I say automatic, I think things that attack on their own, not like a machine gun. Like, okay, yeah, that's automatic, but what I mean is like damage over time style weapons. Things like fire or bleed, or, you know, things that cripple your enemy. This can also be things like stun, although stun usually doesn't do damage on its own, but it allows for follow-up damage. But like I said, I don't know. The two extremes are single big hit shot or damage over time. Alright. So now we're back where we were. I will quick save. And yeah, these things pose no threat, so I'm just going to remove debris. And let us focus down on our next target. And hopefully the game doesn't crash on me again. That would be nice. That would be nice. So... oh, well, what do you know? Right on cue. Alright, let's try again. So yeah, anyway, going back to my philosophy of weapon types and damage types. Like I said, I like the big hitters, the one-shot miracles, and then also the slow damage over time things. Related to damage over time, something else which I think is really genuinely fascinating. Clear debris. I don't know if it'll make a difference. Let's have them come to me. As I say, you know. What's the phrase? Like, right, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I mean, you have randomness. that only works in a deterministic system. If you know that the same given inputs create the same given outputs, great. Insanity definitely checks out. But if there's inherent randomness outside of your control, there is a chance that the same input produces a different output. So, I don't know. Is rolling a die really that insane? Hoping for rolling a 12 the next time round? Alright, Starhawk having a pretty bad day, all things considered. Right, going back to weapon types, or damage types. So, another philosophy of damaging, which I think is really fascinating, and I love both in fiction, but I also find it fascinating in reality, is David killing Goliath from the inside out. I love stories, and okay, they are getting close, so now would be the time to start retreating. Yep, now is definitely the time to start retreating. Let's target the Archangel. Thankfully, there's such a dense cluster of mines here that, yeah, nothing can get through. Ooh, look at it go. Oh no, something got through. Oh dear, that's a nuke. That's a nuke. Run away! Shit. How did that not do more damage? Well, Archangel definitely got... I do not think I'm going to be winning this thing. Just to make sure that damage sticks. Because, you know... Oh. Hang on. Okay. Something I've learned is apparently if something's in the process of exploding, you're not allowed to quick save. Interesting lesson to learn. Also, hello Cerberus, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Alright, play dead. But yeah, like I was saying, so David versus Goliath, but David attacks from the inside. I find it really interesting, this idea of defeating your enemy literally from the inside, of venturing inside their body and attacking. Think something like a virus, like a tiny living organism that can kill a much bigger organism by literally getting inside of you and attacking your body like from the inside out, attacking individual cells, or more often than not, having your own body overreact and start killing yourself from its overreaction. Which is how a lot of autoimmune diseases work, is that it makes your immune system attack yourself, which is a terrifying thought to think about, like, your own body destroying yourself from the inside. But there's also plenty of examples of this in fiction as well, like, of course you got the Fantastic Voyage, which, okay, that's about healing, not harming, but, still, going inside somebody, and, every time it stutters, my heart skips a beat. I'm like, no, don't freeze. Well, there goes one side. Now another example, which I know is not a very popular movie, but I really like it. I'm just gonna say that I like this movie, even if it's not quote unquote a good movie. I genuinely like it. I think it's a lot of fun. The movie goes by the name of G-Force. Oh. Oh, okay. Damn it. This is making me paranoid. One second. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I have to wait for the explosion to end. Alright. Alright, but yeah, like I was saying, so the movie in question is called G-Force. Yeah, I know it's stupid, but I'm going to let them get closer. I'll wait till they get around here, then I'll get a move on. And yeah, so, spoilers for the ending of, God, it's a decade, right? It's over a decade now? When was it? Like, early 2010s, I think? Spoilers for the end of that movie, but basically, all the appliances become Transformer robots, and they all merge together into a ginormous evil robot. And our heroes are these tiny little guinea pigs that have to sneak into the machine and take it out from the inside. By using, like, a virus download on a thumb drive. It's a little silly, but, like, these little characters running around this gigantic machine that is, like, actively trying to kill them. Pretty cool. Another example which I think is really cool. And, okay, less about attacking from the inside and more just a cool sequence is The Thief and the Cobbler, where, again, minor spoilers, during the climax, there's this giant war machine that is going to attack the city, but through a chain of very unfortunate events, what is a single tack becomes a huge chain reaction of the machine self-sabotaging, and all of the war things that are meant to harm the enemy are now, okay, that's a good point to start retreating. Something I'm learning is that my ship does not speed up very quickly. It takes a while to get going. Does not have good acceleration. But yeah, so you got this giant war machine, and it basically tears itself apart from the inside out in this absolutely fabulously animated sequence. If you get a chance, I would definitely recommend you check it out. There's technically two versions. You got the officially released version by Miramax, which I think is fine. Like, it's definitely more sort of comedic and, there's funny voiceovers, which I'll admit I think are kind of funny. I definitely got a large part of my sense of humor from that. But I would definitely recommend the quote-unquote intended version, which is the recobbled cut, where they took all of the unused animation and a lot of the unused stuff and put it together and tried to finalize it into the movie that was initially intended before Miramax came along and basically had to dramatically cut down the film for the sake of getting out the door before we go bankrupt, essentially. It's a shame, but I don't entirely blame Miramax for their decision making. But I definitely recommend the recoupled cut, which has just such a beautiful sequence. And, seeing the machine, and there's a lot of cut scenes of the machine breaking, which actually makes a lot of sense. If you've, like me, I've saw the Miramax version first. Fun fact, I got it on a DVD from a cereal box. That's how I know about the movie at all. Which, funny that. Anyway, Constellation is gonna be seeing stars. Anyway, dad puns aside, so, yeah, no, I got it from a cereal box, but yeah, so the final sequence, as the Miramax version shows it, doesn't entirely make a lot of sense. Like, you get the beginning part, but then it escalates really quickly to all the machines on fire, and suddenly it starts exploding and bits are falling apart everywhere. It's like, wait, how do you get from this small thing to, oh god, everything's on fire? Which, as it turns out, in the recoupled cut, there's a few deleted scenes that show the progression of, oh, there was a giant vat of, like, molten steel that they were carrying along, and that got dumped dumped over, and that started the fire. It's like, okay, things make a lot more sense, and very Rube Goldberg-esque, which I also really love. I love Rube Goldberg machines, aka chain reaction machines, and yeah, some of them are just freaking incredible. Who here's seen OK Go's video? I mean, that's definitely one of the more famous ones of the Rube Goldberg community. That and Honda Cog, which, by the way, such a great quote, which I do say occasionally on my day-to-day life. Isn't it nice when things just work? Such a simple quote, but I love it. Alright, so yeah, just to wrap up my thought. So yeah, the three sort of attack types which I really find genuinely fascinating and really cool are long-range, single-shot, heavy weapons, things like sniper rifles or giant cannons or, battleship artillery, things like that. Damage over time weapons, things like fire, watching things burn up from the inside or bleed out or, that sort of thing. Actually, fun story. I remember playing Pokemon Black and White, and yeah, so I remember playing Pokemon Black and White, and one of the Pokemon I had was Katina. My two main Pokemon were Katina and Snivy. They were my front runners, and the moves I put on them were very, very underhanded. Like, I put what was it called? The Attract move, where Pokemon of opposite gender fall in love, and so I seduce them, I make them all lovey-dovey, so they don't want to attack me every other turn, and then I use Leech Seed, Giga Drain, and occasionally Poison, and so I'm basically a Pokemon vampire. I suck the life out of them, they wither into a husk, meanwhile I keep full health, and also they don't attack. If you haven't noticed, I kind of like the underhanded tactics, especially in games. Yeah, I don't know, I think it's kind of fun. Right, I think you're close enough. Let's quick save just to be safe. And you know what, while we're here, let's also clear debris. Did I accidentally target debris as the thing to attack. Oops. Anyway, so let's get back to Cosmoteer. So, yeah, we are definitely in the phase of the game where, yeah, we're getting into the large ships now, like, the Mangrove. How expensive are you? Okay, yeah, you are near, like, 3/4 of a million credits. So, hello! Oh, you speedy. You are a quick vessel. Yeah, that's, I guess, the other thing which is interesting. Now it's less a case of, oh, which ship is more expensive, but which ship is faster. What the hell was that? Never mind, my laptop is doing silly buggers. Ignore it. But anyway, so, speaking of Cosmoteer, oh, Jesus! Hello, big boy. You are massive. Terror, the most expensive ship in the game by quite a large margin. And no, that expense is not frivolous either. It is a genuine threat. Quite possibly one of the strongest vessels in the game. It certainly does live up to its name, and you do not want to be facing one of these down solo. So guess what I'm gonna be doing? But, okay, basically what makes Terror so dangerous is that it's got missile launchers, and a lot of them. They are very fast reloading. It's got flak all over, so it's going to be hard pressed to get the mines even to hit the ship. Although it looks like it has taken some damage. Oh. And then, on top of that, you have just so many shield generators, which, granted, is where a large part of its cost goes into, is just a sheer number of shield generators. And then on top of that, it also has by far the largest crew in the game. Mostly there just to supply all the energy needed to keep these generators alive. Now, good news is it does have some vulnerabilities. It does have weak spots. If you can do sustained fire, if you can, like, it's sort of like a walnut or something, or like an egg. It's like an egg. It's got a very hard shell, but if you can crack the shell open, the insides are rather gooey and rather vulnerable. If you can poke a hole in its formidable defense, you can basically ravage it from the inside. Which, yeah, I'm hoping I could do that. So, yeah, this'll be interesting. This is something I've been wanting to see for a while now. I've been wanting to really put my vessel to the test against Terror, the biggest ship in the game. I love it. Actually, quick asterisk. Technically not the biggest. There is another ship that is physically dimensionally larger, but not nearly as expensive nor as formidable, and also technically outstretches the bounding box of the vanilla game. Not by too much, but you know, it does that. Alright, Terror, show me what you've got. Also, a cyanide. A little hunk of cyanide. Tasty. I'll put that in my water tonight. Help me sleep better. Forever. Well, seems like Terror's not quite keeping up in terms of the flak. It only does have like 4 flat forward-facing flak, so it is something, but yeah, it's not The flag is definitely not its strongest point. It is still better than nothing, but yeah, it's going to be eating a lot of mines and a lot of shrapnel. And yeah, the double-edged sword about having all of these missiles is that when they go up with a bang. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, that. Oh, wow. Okay, that went way quicker than I expected. Woo! Wow! I guess you shall be my new target, but... Dang! Wow, that just obliterated! Wow! I'm genuinely impressed! Technically still a fighting ship, it's still got missiles, but yeah, it's a husk. It's not looking too well, I'll admit. You've seen better days, I'm sure. Ooh. Alright, moving on. We got Ozymandias. Let's go with that. This is also a really cool ship. I love the design of it. It reminds me of like a jellyfish or something. I think I love the look of it. It's another diagonal ship. Or maybe like, it definitely reminds me of a sea life, like, or, what's it called? A stingray, that's it. Like, it reminds me of the front half of a stingray, especially with, like, these arches here, which feel like sort of a stingray mouth. Or maybe a manta ray. One of the two. Anyway, but I love the design. So you got all these ion beam emitters, which go into crystals, and they all focus onto this single crystal, and then laser down the center beam. I find ion beam lasers in this game to be rather interesting, especially now that they added crystals that allow you to focus multiple beams together. Like, back in the day, there were ship designs that were basically a broadside laser, which just had a huge array of ion beam emitters and just basically microwave your enemy into oblivion. But now with these emitters, or crystals, you can focus many separate beams down into one single concentrated beam. And, hey, that didn't last very long. Let's focus Terror down because apparently he's not dead. Well, I mean, it went up pretty spectacularly, but credit where credit is due, it takes a lot to put down Terror. But yeah, I think it's really cool that you can focus the lasers into a very tight, very strong, intense beam. Something I want to try and do, and I want to play around with, is what is the single strongest ion beam ship you can make in the game? And what I mean by that is one single laser beam that has the most intense power, i.e. can plow through blocks or do the most damage over time. Yeah. I'd be very curious. Let's do a quick save just to be safe. Alright, yeah, let's also clear up some debris as well. Alright, so... Here's a tricky thing. So every time you add a beam, like, it's not a simple addition. Multiple beams sort of combined together is like A plus B, but then there's like multiplied by like 0.75 or something. I think. I I don't know exactly the math, but it's something like that, where it's the output beam is weaker than the two beams purely added together. And ideally, like, you want balance of beam strength. Like, I don't understand the math, I'll admit. But it is interesting. It is something that I want to try and play around with and understand better. Kagnari. I'm probably butchering that. Rye? Maybe Rye. Kagnari. Let's go with that. Alright, I think Terror is finally... Well, it's still got... Nope, it's not dead. It's not dead, folks. Speaking of ion beam mega ships, like, just look at that. Also, this would be a nightmare to fight in the actual campaign, because look at all those, what's it called? Reactors. Look at all those power reactors. Like, it uses just a bunch of tiny reactors all over the ship, which means, again, in order for a ship to be considered dead in the campaign, you have to destroy every single reactor on the ship. So, yeah, you basically have to destroy the entire ship just to get to all the reactors. So, ooh. Thankfully, my mines do quick work of everything. Or, well, most of it. Although, are you still... No, you are not. You no longer have a driver's seat, so... Yeah, now you're just free floating. Free floating. I think I did that joke already. I can reuse jokes! Recycling is good for the environment. Well, don't have to worry about that ship very much anymore. There's basically nothing left. Terror is still, well, it's not flying. I mean, it is sort of flying. Can these... I think these are... Why is that not powered? Or is it just... Can it get power there? I'm not sure. The fact that I don't see any crew moving this way, I think it's a case where there is no way to get power there. Yeah. So... Alright, next up, Testrudo. Testrudo? Yeah, I apologize. But yeah, you are a big cannon boy. You got a lot of guns. You like to go bang bang. Unlike Terror, which is more of a missile guy, it likes to launch its rockets out. Yeah. Testrudo, it has lots of guns, although it does also have missiles as well, but guns and rail guns. Which, yeah, honestly, I was thinking of maybe doing a battleship playthrough where I focus on, like, artillery and guns and maybe rail guns. I did, on my own time, try doing a sniper build where I built a really, really long railgun and just, again, stayed up back and just fired a railgun and tried to damage them that way. Alright, let's focus down... Yeah, let's focus down you. Charizard? Charizard, let's go with that. there's not too many ships left. I mean, okay, yeah, there's still a lot, but I think I've cleared out at least half of them by now, surely. Okay, maybe not half in terms of tonnage. There's probably still like 2/3 in terms of tonnage, but yeah, I'm curious how much further. Okay. At the risk of the game crashing, I'm gonna do a little quick save here because I want to see what we have that I haven't destroyed yet. So, Judgment, Dinizar, Shard. Oh wow, these are small ships, but I guess they're particularly slow. Or damaged to the point where they can't really fly very easily. We got ships like out here. Oh, gunboat. Ha ha ha. You're a tiny vessel, but yeah, I guess you're just really damn slow. Which, yeah, I guess that's one problem is by now, like, all the speedy ships have blown themselves up. So all that remains are the slow, tanky ships. I say tanky is relative terms, but okay, so yeah, there's quite a few like medium and small ships that are not particularly speedy. Oh, hey, look, the Junker made it through. Oh wow. You're gonna have a nasty surprise. I'm surprised that mines are still out this far. Oh no! Oh, maybe that's Haxor's mines. Maybe that's not mine. Right. I was surprised. I was wondering why. Yeah, there's Haxor. Just follow the breadcrumb trail. Okay. Crescent Raft. Who do we have way out here? Conglomerate. Okay. Who do we also have way up here? Completely out of line, but we have Swan, which, okay, that's a cute little ship. I actually kind of like that. I love that sort of Tron neon it's got going on. That's a really nice livery. And the two twin railguns. I like it. I like it. Oh, little sawtooth mandibles. That's cool. I like that. That's really nice. Yeah. So yeah, what else do we have? Crescent Raft, Ragnarok, Lady of Blood, Corpinus, a whole cluster of ships here. It's funny how they sort of cluster up. I wonder if it's just a case of like them getting stuck in traffic. Exodus, Hercules, or Hercules? Fracture. I guess Fracture is a slow vessel. No surprises here. The Beast is bringing up sort of the rear. Yeah, the Beast, in my opinion, is probably. I don't know. I've somehow put into my mind that the Beast is like infamously a terrible ship. It's like it's big, it's expensive, but compared to many other ships, it's relatively weak and vulnerable. So the Beast, I mean, it's a cool idea for a ship. I love the sort of, it's made of these little modules, like these little organic nodes that are then connected together with this sort of chaotic vines. I love it. I love the design. I love the aesthetic. That it's like this organic creature. But as a result, it's a very inefficiently designed ship, which is a shame. Who do we have way down here? The Thorn That Once Grew. Okay, that's a cool name. I think we fought one of these before. Or what else do we have? Ooh, squid. A station. Ah, a teeny tiny thing. Aw. Hey, Valor, hello. I remember back in the day when Valor was the biggest ship. Valor also went through quite a few changes and modifications over the different patches, which, yeah. I remember when it used to have like a huge array of laser blasters at the front, like small laser guns. So yeah, Valor's a cool ship. I kind of prefer its older versions though, but that's just me. Rippleback. The other two squids. Oh, this is a ship I was mentioning about earlier, which to me looks like it's flying backwards. Like it almost looks like this should be the front, and then these being its legs that should be back facing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but yeah. Also, not a big fan of the paint job. I'll be honest. Amazon. Considering it's at the back of the pack, I don't know. I don't think we'll get our one-day shipping. The Hollow, which... Okay, I like the sort of skeleton zombie-themed ship. I think that's also really cool. And then, at the very back, we have the Tainted, which... Okay, I can see why this ship is way at the back. It's got relatively few engines, and it's flying sort of sideways, and it's got a sort of large mass on one side, so like I'm curious where its center of gravity is, but probably very far out. Anyway, so yeah, that's just a quick tour of the ships that are remaining right now and what order they're in terms of how quickly they're flying to me. Yes, I'm zoomed all the way out, and it's taken me this long to pan back. I probably could just one click and get back, but... Alright, so let's continue the wanton destruction, shall we? Let's. I hope you are entertained as I am. Because, actually I am rather entertained. I know the series has had some of its slower moments, but... You know... For times like these, it's worth it. Alright, so Tuxedo. Or Tux. Yeah. Tuxedo? Tuxedo. Sounds Spanish. I don't know. Yeah, me and my myriad of bad pronunciations also is becoming a staple of this series. Although usually it's the case the ships are fine, it's the planets that have really weird names. Which, yeah, like they're randomly generated as well, which hence why they're just so bizarre, but, you know, that's just how the game is. But yeah, this ship, Tuxedo, yeah, like many of its contemporaries before it, is pretty quickly meeting its match. And another one falls. Let's see, anything else, any other interesting topics to talk about? That is a good question. Right. I mean, one thing I could talk about, but I don't want to, is future plans for the channel. Oh, hello. They're flying way out there. I'll ignore them for now. Let's, move on to you as a target. Shards. Charizard? Charizard. Charizard. The, spine-based Pokemon. Sure, let's go with that. And bonk. Boom, get out the way. Alright, well, they have successfully pushed them out of the way. And but the point at front is it acts like a plow, it just pushes everything aside. You're very boxy. You probably just grab onto things and just carry them with you. You're not very aerodynamic at all. Although I do like your array of crystals. That's kind of cool. I love that pattern. It's a shame we don't see it functioning. If I remember correctly, it's a really dazzling pattern. But oh well, maybe another time. No, I'm not gonna fly closer just so you can see its shiny crystals. I'm not that foolish. Although Charizard is taking quite the beating. With that said, these ships are becoming of the size that they do require quite the beating. Insert inappropriate child of the punishment joke here. Why is that the place my mind went? You know what? Don't. Best not to think about it. Moving along. Well, they have bitten the dust. And Judgment. Actually, that is a cool name. Oh, actually, yeah, one thing I will talk about, or at least mention, recently I went to, like, a convention and got a few cool things, got some dice, got a dragon, and I also got a pack of tarot cards. Now, I'm not, like, particularly religious or anything, but I think tarot cards are kind of cool, and it just got some really beautiful artwork. Note to self in editing, take a few photos of the cards. They got like animals on every card, and I loved how each animal is sort of representative of what the card's like suit is or whatnot, or what the card's meaning is. I think is really cool. And so yeah. Oops, I did not mean to do that. There. Yeah, I'll just maintain you as a target for now. But yeah, really cool. Never gets old. Genuinely never gets old. It's... Well... I'm a simple guy who enjoys simple things. Actually, no, I'm a guy who enjoys many things, both the simple and complex. Actually, something I've been wanting to do more of, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if I've actually fulfilled this promise by the time this actually gets uploaded. Yeah, I think, what was it? I uploaded part... Actually, you know what? Screw it. Give me 1 second. Okay, just for context, I just finished uploading part 12 about a week ago, so... Yeah, that gives you a sense of time frame of when this came out. So... Or when I'm recording this. So yeah, I'm about halfway ahead of the curve in terms of recording versus editing. Hello! Ooh, a shard. Oh, right, the other ship is called Fracture. That's right. You big scary ship. Thankfully, I have put enough distance between me and him that I should not have to worry about it. I would hope. But yeah. That's a lot of engines. That's a lot of engines. That's also a lot of nukes. Big nukes. But yeah, like I said, nukes are a bit situational. Like, I find, from what I remember reading in the forums and the discussions of like the different updates, that nukes were, like, they seem underpowered compared to other weapon types for AI ships, but when it comes to player-driven ships, they can be a little overpowered. Like, they seem to... There were a few ship designs, like spinners, which basically spun in place, got a lot of angular momentum, and then were able to launch nukes. And because a weapon launch retains the same momentum as its parent that launched it, it means that if you spin really fast, the nuke will launch really fast, and, well, now you got a very fast nuke screaming at you with very little warning and anything that the poor ship can do to avoid it. And so you just take a supersonic nuke to the face, which, hilarious, but also not... It got old very fast, especially in terms of competitive multiplayer, so... 1 second. Alright, yeah, if you're wondering what that was, let's also quick save very quickly. Alright, so, yeah, sorry. Wow, I'm a very popular guy, apparently. Actually, no. But, okay, so if you're wondering who that was actually, one of my friends. Actually, that was Dill Pickle, fun fact. And, yeah, he was just seeing how I was doing and, you know, just friendly hello. Unfortunately, I told him I'm kind of in the middle of recording a Let's Play right now. Maybe another time. But yeah. Honestly, I had so much fun doing that snake oil video. I really, really want to do another one. I've been debating whether to do snake oil again or maybe a different board game. I have a few of them. I have Labyrinth. I have, what's it called? Ticket to Ride North American Edition. One game which I also really want to get is Settlers of Catan. That's an interesting game. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely want to do more in terms of, like, IRL board games. Which, yeah, even though it's a little bit harder to film, I think there's just a lot of fun, and the banter between us, again, just so much fun. I'm so happy with that little video project. That turned out so nicely. Right. Shard seems to be side-skirting most of my minds. Thankfully, they will not be going to waste, because there's still plenty of vessels bringing up the rear, so... Yeah, unfortunately, they're becoming more and more spread out, and so... time between blowing up ships is gradually increasing. But if we can get that nuke, hopefully we can get a chain reaction going. There we go. That's more like it. Ah, the engines went. And there goes another one. Bit by bit. Feels like gold times again. Yeah, okay, you know what? I don't know, this might be calling it a little bit early, but I guess while we're here, final thoughts on this video project, on my Cosmoteer Let's Play of sorts. I liked it. I definitely had fun with it, and I think it's a cool little challenge. And we had some interesting explosions, some interesting... I'll admit, I actually kind of, in hindsight, love my goof-ups. Like, those are probably gonna be the highlights. Yeah, okay, so I call this a finale, but in truth, there will be a bonus video. One which is a compilation of all... Oh wait, I'm not targeting that. I should be targeting that. Yeah. Yeah, the next closest thing is like way out there. So I should be targeting that. Do you have any weapons? No. But yeah, so... Oh yeah, so I will be making a compilation video in the near-ish future, where it will be a compilation of all my goofy, dumb, like, intro jokes, as well as a compilation of all the times that I either died or blew up or had to quick load for some reason, and there will be like a death counter. So look forward to that. That should be uploaded shortly after this goes up as well. Note to self, make them in parallel, and that way I can release them relatively short between each other. Anyway, but so yeah, overall I definitely enjoyed this Let's Play. With that said, I don't know if I would call this my favorite video project I've done. Well, okay, actually, probably the answer to that question is my snake oil Let's Play. Well, not Let's Play, but my snake oil play with friends. Like, I'm just gonna gush about that till the cows come home. It was just so much fun. But as far as other video projects go, yeah, I'll admit, a little behind the scenes, the man behind the curtain, this Let's Play was initially created, I guess, just to fill time. Early on, like, I was trying to keep to a... Well, that didn't pose much of a threat. And you know what? Actually, yeah, let's quick save and clear debris. So, yeah, yeah, back when this Let's Play started, I was trying to keep to a much more strict once-a-week video schedule. Like, I've mentioned this in Snake Oil, but I do have a day job. I do have something else for my income. I make diddly squat off of this YouTube channel currently, and I honestly intend to keep it that way for the foreseeable future. No, I will not be setting up a Patreon. Don't really have any interest in doing that. And yeah, well, we'll see when I become big and famous, but I don't know. A part of me wants to keep this as purely a hobby, as something I do for fun, as something I enjoy doing. And while there is definitely an element of, hey, you better do something or your audience will get bored when you don't upload for like 2 years or something. But that said, like, I think it's more a case of I'm my own worst enemy, of, you know, hey, the deadline is for me, not, well, you benefit from it as well, but it's mostly a case of, like, I've seen enough examples out there of YouTubers that manage to make and keep successful YouTube channels without being super on top of things all the time perpetually. Like, a video a day is a lot to ask. Even a video a week is still a tall order to do it every single week. Now, granted, if you don't have a day job and YouTube is your job, yeah, a video a week is maybe not so extravagant, although it depends on what is the video. Huge credit to Tom Scott for being able to, like, go out on location and create these really well thought out, well researched videos on all sorts of interesting topics and upload them on a basically more or less week basis. I think there's a few he missed, but pretty on top of things, all things considered. With that said, when you get into some of these larger channels, they also have a team of people behind them. That's the other thing, which I find interesting is, in terms of manpower, it spans a spectrum. You have single people like me, which, you know, I'm a team of one, I do everything, I wear all the hats. Which actually is another interesting thing about YouTube, is just how multidisciplinary it is. I have to do I had to come up with the idea of the video project. I have to then get all the equipment together. If it's a real life video, I have to get all the camera stuff together and, you know, actually record. If it's a virtual video, like a Let's Play, I have to get OBS going and have everything else recording, get audio recording, and, you know, get all my, ducks in a row, as the phrase goes. And then once I get all that together and I've made the recordings, then I had to import them into Davinci Resolve, which is my editor of choice. Brilliant piece of software. It's a bit of a beast, to be sure. What are you doing way out there? I'm over here, you goof. Whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna switch target to you. But yeah, so I have to get all my, import everything in, and then editing. And editing is, well, it's a mixed bag. Some videos are a lot easier than others. My Hamster Boy Plays videos are relatively easy and very much non-edited. Which, actually, going back to recording is another interesting thing, which, being a variety channel making different types of videos means that something that I never thought about before, but I definitely am thinking about now, is how I interact with the recording thing. How do I interact with the camera / microphone? Doing things like this, what I mean by that is, like, the difference between live performance, which I'm doing right now, versus I know I'm going to edit it down in post. For what I'm going to call edited performances, where I know I'm going to edit it later, I've become a lot harder on myself, and I do multiple takes, and I make sure that the take is perfect. And so I tend to record the same bit of dialogue over and over and over again. A great example is my Steam era vlog video, the intro and outros. For part one, for both parts, I think I recorded almost an hour worth of failed attempts trying to get the perfect take of both the intro and the outro per, video. So that's like 2 hours. Just doing that little bit that's like, less than 5 minutes in the final recording. It's like, yeah, it's something, alright. Whereas this, I don't really have the luxury of editing it down in post. I mean, I do. I could always go back and edit it out, but the problem is the video component, the gameplay, it's just chugging along, and I just have to keep up with it. Now, granted, it's chugging along at a reasonably leisure pace, so it's not like I'm gonna have to be commentating at 20 miles an hour, but, it is still just happening, and I can't just be like, hang on, sorry, I screwed up that line, let's do that. So anyway, I was saying that this game is running at a reasonably decent pace. I can't just do that. And so what I find acceptable as commentary and as what I'm saying to the camera changes radically, where I become much more relaxed, much more like, it's fine. If I flub a line, just play it up for laughs. Just point it out and say, haha, wow, I can't speak today, apparently. Oh no, I'm giving away my secret sauce. They'll see through all my ideas. Yeah. Um. But anyway. So yeah, doing things like quote unquote live, i.e., I'm just doing a single shot take. Like I said, I just have to sort of roll with the punches and just keep going and just blabber on and on and on. Which, good news, I'm really good at blabbering on and on. Well, sorta. I'll admit, I'm secretly kind of envious of people who are better at this than I am. I have learned very well is that, there are. Okay, what are you doing way up there? Genuinely, I'm a little concerned about you. You are like coming at me from above. Are you. Okay, you don't even have a control room. You're technically debris. Hmm. Alright, so I'm gonna quick save here. Never mind. Is something blowing up? Oh well. In that case, I will. Yeah. I'm going to target you. Although this'll pop me out of plane. Which. Eh. Like, where is the nearest actual ship that, is still attacking? I guess it would be you? Are you the same? Okay, you're cyanide. Hey, I saw you earlier next to Terror. What are you doing all the way over here? Hmm. And then there's another one way down here, a gunboat. Huh. And you're just circling around now. Well, I'm not particularly afraid of you. You have flak, you have a medium and a small cannon. So, and it looks like between all of those you have a single. No, you have two factories. Okay, but. Okay. So you are a little bit dangerous, but not exactly terrifying. No, that is terrifying. Back the hell up now. Go, 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 go. Get the hell out of there. No. Eek. Okay, I think I'm safe. Right. Yeah, that was a close one. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're definitely in a clearing. We're not. We're in the meadows, and so not quite the. Okay. Okay, this metaphor is not working. I'm like, what's a name for a biome that is forest-like but with few trees? A park. Dedoy. We're in a park. Alright, so, yeah, I don't know how to feel about any of this. Quick saving just to be safe. Alright, yeah, hmm. I'm becoming trapped. And I I don't think... Yeah, I don't think Cyanide will... I think, yeah, that looks more like a threat I should be more concerned about. Oh, what? Oh, this guy's doing damage as well. Oh, no. Uh-oh. This might be the end, folks. I didn't realize they were still hostile. Ooh, if that reactor goes up, I'm dead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This might be the end. A fitting demise, I would say. A fitting demise. Death by incompetence. The best type of death. Oh no, somebody get a fire extinguisher here now. Not to mention, Cyanide has snuck around behind us as well. Oh, this could be interesting. They got laser, oh no. They're firing the freaking lasers. Okay, that ship is taking damage. Eek. Okay, there's no way this is being saved. It's completely on fire. Okay. Okay. Desperate plan. Can I turn you guys off? I'm gonna turn everything off right now. Hoping that we'll at least use up some of the materials. Yeah, there's... Well, GG folks, I am done for this. So the answer is no. No, I could not. I could not... Womp, womp, womp. GG! GG! Man. Okay, I got pretty far. I'm pretty happy with the way things went. I genuinely was not expecting to defeat every single ship. I knew I was going to have trouble at some point. I just did not imagine it to end quite like this. Oops. And yeah, as promised, this was my one and only life. And yeah, if you're wondering, like I said earlier, if you notice a bunch of like edits throughout, especially around where I quick save, it's not because I'm reloading failed saves. It's mainly because I am stopping the recording and starting the recording again just to have a backup, just so I have it locked in case my computer crashes. So yeah, I do know it's a little bit suspicious seeing edits right next to a quick save, and it's like, oh, did he reload the save? No. I'll let you know if I reload the quick save, at least this time round. And for the most part, I didn't. There were a few times where it crashed, but... And yeah, there was one time when the computer itself crashed, which I mentioned, I took a day off and, a short break. The puppies were adorable, by the way. So cute. I love doggies. Anyway, so yeah, that wraps up Cosmoteer. I guess I gave my ending speech at the perfect time. Although I do have a few other things I want to quickly say. So, while yeah, I'm gonna quick save again. Alright, so yeah, while we quickly go over to Carnage, Cyanide you are kind of the MVP. What even did me in at the end? Oh yeah, it was you. Elaitis class destroyer. Well, congratulations, Elaitis class destroyer. You had the killing blow. Although you are very much on fire yourself. Like, oh, you're actually still a ship. I thought you were dead in the water. I thought you were just a husk. Or was it you? Was it you? I think it was you. You look like it. Oh, the mines no longer actually explode anymore. That's interesting. All of the mines become harmless when its mothership is destroyed. Interesting. Huh. Well, yeah. Anyway, so, wrapping up my thoughts. So, yeah. I just find it an interesting sort of juxtaposition between recording live or like recording when I cannot go back and redo my vocals. Oh yeah, right. Actually, yeah, I was about to quickly compliment, like, something I am a little envious of are other Let's Players that can just run their mouth off and, create commentary perpetually and, fill out time. And just do not take a break. Like, how did they manage to do that? Where they... Yeah, as you can see, at least in this Let's Play, and in a couple of my other videos as well, there's times where I'm like, I need a moment to think about what I'm going to say. I don't have anything creative or interesting to say on the fly. It is something that I was trying to learn how to do in the early parts of this Let's Play, where I think it's like part 2 or 3 or something, or maybe part 4, where I'm like, I sort of got into a rhythm. I started to get into, I started commentating on basically everything and, just sort of filling out time, which felt a little awkward, but also just sort of getting into the rhythm. Although I forget exactly what port it was, but yeah, when I discovered / found... Discovered is a weird word. I'm not happy with it, but you know what? We'll roll with it. Yeah, something I kind of love is like... So yeah, this Let's Play has definitely sort of taught me what I want out of a Let's Play for myself personally. Oh, these mines are exploding. Okay. Then why not the other ones? Were they laid by the enemy ship? Well... Say goodbye to whatever's left of my vessel. Meow. Well, you do get to see a cool laser light show after all. Which, okay, yeah, that is really damn cool. I love that it's almost like a lens where it focuses a beam onto a focal point, but then it spreads out after the focal point. That's kind of neat. But yeah, so this Let's Play has taught me a valuable lesson about what I want out of a Let's Play, at least personally, and sort of finding my style, and that is, I really like doing these little random side tangents and these little story times with Hamster Boy as just to fill out time. Yeah, you've heard me do a lot of it here, like talk about the weapon types or, God, what else did I talk about? God, I forgot already! No! Or, oh, actually, one thing I do remember is, what was it, part 11? No, it was, it was part 11. At the very tail end of part 11, I gushed about a music artist I really liked, goes by the name of Leslie Fish, and does a bunch of folk music in space shanties. Yay! And yeah, it's just it's something I want to talk about. I don't hear many other people talk about this, so I'm just gonna talk about it. It's something I find interesting. It's something I find, something that I'm passionate about in one way or another, and I want just be a little conversational. Just have a little chat. And, alright, so, yeah, the AI have destroyed everything that is weapon related on my vessel. There's no weapons here, it's just pure engines and a few other minor things. They don't go after reactors for some reason. Reactors don't interest them much. And so, yeah. So yeah, that's just sort of my style, and I'm fairly happy with it. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Do you like this style of video where I just sort of shoot the breeze and talk about whatever the heck I want, or, well, I mean, I'm curious about your opinion. I'm probably gonna keep doing this regardless, so it's like, I'm not one to pander to the mainstream. I'm just curious if this is something that other people also enjoy. I presume so. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Careful, you might choke on it. And now every ship must make the long trek back to their starting position. Have fun, everyone! Will this explode? No. Okay, maybe the mines that did explode were launched from the mine launchers that did not die. Okay, so I guess if the launcher dies, the mines that the launcher was in control of also become inert, which, oh, that's a shame, but I guess it makes a little sense. Although, I could imagine it being frustrating if you're a human player and you don't know whether a mine is inert or dangerous until you crash into it, in which case it's probably too late. Or especially if there are a few live mines hiding amongst inert mines. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, just sort of wrapping things up. Overall, I definitely enjoyed this as a Let's Play. It was definitely a learning experience to learn how to do a Let's Play and learn how to just sort of go through the motions. And yeah, technically I did one way back in the day, Mario Party. I'm not proud of that one, I'll be honest. Yeah, no, I'm not happy with that one. Shame. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. I'll admit it's gotten a lot more attention than I expected it would. Not that it's gotten a crazy amount of attention, but the fact that it's been steadily getting views, I guess I don't know why I was expecting it to fail. That is such a defeatist mindset. It's like, I'm doing a thing that nobody will enjoy. Then why are you doing it? Good question. Why the hell am I doing it? Like, I think the original excuse was, again, just to fill out time back when I was much more strict about my once-a-week upload schedule of, hey, the weekend is here, gotta upload something, my bigger projects are still in the works, I still need more time to finish them, so I just need to do something really quick, make a video, put it out there, and be done with it. So yeah, also expect a return of the Hamster Boy Plays series. I might. If I haven't done one already, I probably will do one. At least at the time of recording, I definitely want to do more Hamster Boy Plays, like the one-off videos. But again, because of the stagger of time, plays don't take very long to upload. Like I said, I do them as a quick turnaround video of, hey, I just need a video like right now just to fill out a week's worth of time, as I buy myself a little bit of time to do the bigger projects. And so it's like, yeah, plays can easily be done in one full day if I'm really committed to it, or 2 days, 1 day of recording, 1 day of editing, and and even not even a full day, like just half a day of worth of work, and uh, yeah, just be done with it. I do really enjoy doing them though. Even though I do sound like just throw them out there, yeah, just give them whatever slop is in the bucket. No, no. Oh, it's a shame. I wanted to fight Crescent Wrath. Oh man. And Queen's Hive is also interesting. I love the honeycomb design on that one. That's really cool. Yeah, that's some really damn cool ships in Cosmoteer. Again, credit to the community. They really pitched in and pulled through. Like, don't get me wrong, Walt's designs were fine, but yeah, the community made ships blow Walt's default ships completely out of the water in terms of quality and variety, especially with the paint jobs. Um, so yeah, uh, as far as future plans go, well, I can't say too much. Again, one, because future plans might become past plans by the time this is actually edited and uploaded. So, yeah, it's one of those time paradox things. Oh no! Not a time paradox. And, yeah. So, the other thing is, I also don't like making false promises. I don't want overpromise and underdeliver. And so if I say I'm going to do a thing, I don't want to be like, well, I never got around to doing the thing. One thing I will say, at least as time of recording, something I wanted to get back into is doing things with logic gates and electricity. I have something in mind, so potentially look forward to that and or enjoyed that in the past, depending on when this is uploaded. um, but yeah, I know I promised in my circuit build video where I'll be showing off more of them. Yeah, I definitely have. I definitely want to do more electronic stuff. I love logic gates. I love electronics. I love circuits and whatnot, and logic and computery stuff. So yeah, I would love to do more things like that in the future. But right now, God, this is a slow ship. How fast is it? 10 meters per second. Is that the slowest ship in the game? It might be, although is it damaged or does it just come that way? It probably just comes that way. Yeah, these are full tiles. So yeah, and nothing's taken damage, so it just comes that way. So yeah, I definitely want to do more electronic stuff in the future, and there's a few other ideas, but I don't want to say them again. I don't want to give false hope of, hey, you said you'd do a thing and then you never actually did the thing, and it's like, aw. So, yeah. But anyway, I've rambled on long enough now. So I think I'll wrap things up here. So, yeah. For the sake of argument, one final quick save. And honestly, it would not be a proper Let's Play if I did not show the credit. So, quit to menu. Yeah, roll the credits. I'm not entirely sure how long these are. Note to self, in post, if they're... Maybe I can start rolling the credits earlier. Oh. Anyway, yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, anyway, yeah, overall I was pretty happy with this. if I ever do another Let's Play, which is definitely on the cards, I would definitely enjoy doing another Let's Play in the future, but if I ever did a second Let's Play, I want to do something way more action-packed. Something with more adventure, more pizzazz. Don't get me wrong, watching ships blow up can be entertaining, but this game is, well, kind of on the slow side. And trying to fill out commentary for this game because it's so slow is, yeah, I kind of had to lean on the idea of like, oh, we're just gonna shoot the breeze and talk about whatever is on whatever topic or opinion I have at the moment. It's like, yeah. I definitely want something a little bit more actiony, a little bit more, hey, something a little more, But, I have a few ideas I want at least attempt, but I'll need to, like, hook some old technology up to modern technology, and you know how those tend to play, they don't always play well together, so, yeah, who likes working with old analog technology? Whoever raised their hand, you're not my new BFF. Congratulations. Analog technology, underrated. Okay. I do love digital technology, don't get me wrong, like, it is nice to be able to lock the thing into a solid state. Did the credits end, or did the game freeze? Oh, that's cool. Okay, so the credits are done, but you can use the mouse wheel to scroll. So you can scroll up and down. Anyway, so yeah, with that has been Cosmoteer. Anyway, yeah, with all that said, I've blabbered on way longer than I should have, but you know what? Whatever, grand finale, so... and yeah, look forward to that bonus video I will be uploading soon. And, thank you so much for sticking around and watching this. Like I said, I know this Let's Play has been a little bit on the slower side of things, not quite as action-packed as some Let's Plays, but hey, I guess there is an audience for it. So, yeah, I'm glad you have been entertained. I'm glad I could entertain you. And, yeah, I look forward to whatever else is coming down the pipeline. Alright, take care, folks. Yes, I'm finally done this stupid thing. I mean, oh shoot, we're still recording. Quick, stop the camera. Bye!